Hey guys, this is a one tip for every Vanguard. I am a Celestial 1 player, so let's go ahead and get this started. The first tip is on the new Vanguard, the Thing. What you can do on the Thing is that normally you can fly to people when either diving with them or peeling for them. But there's a little added extra thing you can do for extra peel and extra damage with the dive is you can actually use your Haymaker while you're flying to them. So you press E, hold your right click, and then your punch is pretty much charged by the time you land, rather than jumping to them, then charging it. It takes a lot longer time. So this will make enemies back off a lot easier if you're peeling, and you'll add a little extra faster burst damage with your dive. Next Vanguard is Magneto, and a lot of people don't know this, but Magneto's splash damage on his primary is range dependent. So if I fire right here between both bots, it does no damage. But if I go to max range, which is 25, and I shoot between the bots, it'll hit them both. So now when you guys play Magneto, you can determine how far you need to be to actually hit the maximum splash damage on targets. You can also shoot at the ground to hit the max explosion damage also from that range. So this puts a lot more thought into how to use your primary on Magneto. Next Vanguard is Doctor Strange, who you can animation cancel your reload with two different ways. The first one is with your melee. So let's say you're out of ammo and you need to reload. You can do it with melee. This keeps you doing as much DPS as possible on Doctor Strange, having to reload in melee. Just keep on doing it. The indicator for you can meleeing is with your hands being put together, like they're clapping. And the other one is for defense, which if you're reloading, you can do it and flash your shield. So you can either cancel with your shield or with the melee, depending on you need to do more damage or you need to protect yourself. The next Vanguard is Groot, who you can actually, I don't see this very often, you can use your regular walls and you can stack them both like this. That way you can either wall off a choke or wall off a big group at the same time, so you can actually do multiple damage to a bunch of people at once. You can also do this on ceilings if you want to put your walls on top of ceilings when people are coming through chokes. That also works. Or you can also do it to stack them like this and then put your ironwood wall in front of it. That way there's a lot of damage you have to break to get in through all these walls at the same time. The second tip is with Hulk, which is more of like a setting change, but what you can do is you go to settings, you go to Bruce banner, and then you scroll all the way down to hero, and then you go hold to incredible leap and you turn that off. This makes it so all you have to do is press spacebar and the bar charges automatically, no hands. And that way, when it's fully charged, you can press space again and jump. This means that you can press spacebar as soon as you land, so you can get out a lot faster than worrying about holding the bar. If you already have to hold the bar and that's just how you're used to doing it, that's completely fine. But for new players wanting to play Hulk and you are concerned about holding the bar and giving yourself carpal tunnel, this is a really good way of just pressing it and just pressing it again. The next Vanguard is Thor. What I like to do on Thor a lot of times, especially with my ultimate, is I like to use my shift to go in the air, and then I pop my ult when I'm in the air. This gives you extra distance in the air to not get shot and makes people look up higher to shoot you. But also it gives a bigger surprise to the enemy supports, because you want to do this above supports on an off angle. That way you can either get it out of support ult or you kill a support. The next one is Captain America. I think a lot of people know this one, but this is like the only best tip I have for Captain America, is you can actually animation cancel your melee if you're sprinting while doing it. So basically you run into a person and you just keep pressing melee. And then animation cancels the shield. So you can do a lot of big burst damage.
That's 3. Wow.
But you have to be sprinting while doing it. Next Vanguard is Penny Parker. Penny Parker's nest is not damage dependent. It does not, the cooldown does not change depending on how much damage it takes. So basically you can use your Penny nest out of spawn for a movement buff. So you'll want to use this to get out, and then you place your nest as far in front of you as possible. You get the movement buff from the nest. You stack your webs like this. So you pretty much can get back to the point a lot faster using all your abilities. And as soon as you're done with your nest, you press shift and it's on cooldown. That way you have your nest when you come back from spawn, and you can get around the map a lot faster that way. The last Vanguard is Venom. So with Venom, what a lot of people do, and especially what I do, is that you can use your tether before you ult. You slam, you tether, and you ult, you wait a couple seconds, chomp, and then your tether will snap them. That way, that's how your ultimate gets a lot more values, because you do burst damage with your ultimate, and then the tether immediately after does an extra burst of damage to sometimes one-shot things. And that is the best way to use Venom's ult, in my opinion. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any suggestions on anything that you would like to see, educational or not, it could be anything, leave them down in the comments below, and I'd be very appreciative. And until I see you in the next video, have a good night.